Paul Walker and Roger Rodas' lives tragically came to an end on November 30th, 2013 in a single-car accident. Paul, here on the left, who was born September 12, 1973 in Glendale, California, and Roger, here on the right, who was born October 31st, 1975 in El Salvador, met at a California race club. Roger was driving a car Paul previously owned. It was the same vehicle they would eventually lose their lives in. Roger became Paul's financial advisor, and the two began charity work together. Roger created the Reach Out Worldwide Foundation for Paul. Paul was inspired to start the charity after the 2010 Haiti earthquake. On the Reach Out Worldwide website, one of Paul's quotes says, "I love people, I love to travel, I love helping people," which gives insight to the content and goodness in Paul's heart as well as Roger's for helping him start it and helping him operate this foundation. Always Evolving is a high-end vehicle performance shop which was owned by Roger Rodas, who was the CEO. At the time, Paul Walker was listed as a driver for the company. The Always Evolving website announced an open house and car meet for November 30th, 2013 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. All guests were asked to bring a new toy since it was a charity toy drive. At about 3:30 p.m., Roger and Paul drove off in the Porsche GT3. That location was in Valencia, in the Santa Clarita Valley here. It occurred right here. This is the location of Always Evolving. And if we go down to Street View, you can see right here this is the front door for Always Evolving. In this photo here, you can see Paul Walker posing with a fan, and in the background you can see the Always Evolving door. And just behind this person you can see these valves that are out in front of the building. Here on Google Earth Street View, you can see the front door to Always Evolving, or what used to be the front door to the Always Evolving store that was owned by Roger Rodas, and you can see those valves right here. The photo was taken just on the other side of this vehicle. So here I am standing in the location where that photo was taken of him, standing right here with a guy, and you can see these two valves in the background. And this is the doorway, I believe, to his exotic car business, or was the doorway to his exotic car business. In this photo, you can see Paul Walker standing with another fan, and just on the other side here, you could see the Always Evolving door. And you can see the right front corner of the Porsche GT3 that they would eventually lose their lives in. That photo was taken approximately right here, and that Porsche was parked right here in this location. So here I am in the location where he took that other photo with his business door in the background, and you could see the right front corner of the vehicle that he would take his last drive in, and that vehicle was parked right here. Now it is said that this is the last photo taken of Paul just before the accident, and this is as he was getting into the Porsche. And the last photo of Paul Walker was taken right here. He was right here. The Porsche was parked here. There was a black Audi in front of it. You can see the wall here that you could see in the photo, and you can see this curb here now that you could also see in the photo. And in the photo, that curb had people lined up right here. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but there is a slight downhill grade coming toward me this way. This isn't flat. This is slightly uphill in that direction. Back here at Google Earth, if I exit Street View, you can see the location of the Porsche was parked right here. Roger and Paul got into the vehicle at about 3:30. They made it out to the road here, Constellation Road, and this is downhill. It's downhill to the intersection here where it meets Kelly Johnson Parkway. They turned right. Now through here it climbs. It starts to go up at about a 4, maybe 5% grade, and it is said that they were accelerating. The final report, or the official sheriff's report, said they were going between 80 and 93 miles an hour. And as they came around this corner, at some point right in here, they lost control, and the car came over the curb. Part of the front of the car, probably the right front of the car, struck this tree here. This light post appears to have gone right through the driver's door. They came through here, took out another tree right about in here, and then came to a stop right about here. If we go down to Street View, you can see they came up from this direction and somewhere on this straightaway lost control, came over this curb. You can see some damage to this tree right here. This is probably where I would guess the right front portion of the car struck the tree, as this light post pretty much went right through the driver's side of the vehicle. The vehicle then took this tree out. You can see a tree trunk here, and eventually came to stop right here where a tree used to be, where this new growth is here. So here I am at the location where the accident actually occurred. You can see the curve in the road, and it kind of straightens out here. And I'm guessing that when it straightened out, Roger Rodas probably hit the throttle a little harder, and the back end of the car got loose, which forced them to turn into the curb here, take out the light post that was there. This is a new light post. Take out the tree that was over here and come to stop right where that bush is, right there. As the car came around the corner, hit this curb, this light post went through the driver's side door toward the front of the driver's side door, and I feel confident that Roger Rodas was probably instantaneously killed, and Paul Walker at the same time was probably, I would say, critically or mortally wounded. And as the car careened through here, took out that tree, and came to a complete stop right about where this bush is right here. If we roll up, I'm going to stop right here, and I want to look at this photo right here, because what I'm focusing on is this water meter cover right here. Back here on Google Earth Street View, you can see that water meter cover right here, which means the car came to a stop with the front end approximately out here. There was a tree here that this car struck, and it was bent right in here. If you look directly under the tree, or under this plant, you can see what's left of the tree that the car lit on fire. So this is regrowth from the tree that burned and died, because that's the old tree trunk right there, and this is the new one here, which does mean that the car hit this tree and was kind of split in half a little more, and right where I'm standing right here is where both passengers of the vehicle were found right here. In the official LA County Sheriff's accident report, they said after the vehicle struck the light pole and the tree, at some point the starter of the vehicle flew through the air and ended up crashing into one of these windows up here and ended up going through the window and landing inside the building. I'm not sure what window it is, but I believe it's the window right here in the lower left corner. It went through that window and ended up inside the building. And from here, you can see the car came to rest right here. Out of respect for Roger Rodas, Paul Walker, and all of their family members, I'm going to leave these 2 roses here in their memory. And I hope that they are both resting in God's eternal peace. Exit street view. So there you have it. The Paul Walker, Roger Rodas fatal accident. Right here through Google Earth on the Forrest Haggerty channel.